Welcome back everyone to another episode. It's been a long time since I've actually done any videos or anything like that on Minecraft, and we've primarily been working in the Nether. So this episode, what I want to go ahead and do is, one, this stuff's all broken, so we need to figure out a way to make it so that these things don't go whenever we're gone and things like that. And I also want to go through and clear out some old stuff, because what I would really like to do is basically delete all my chunks around this area. That way I can go through and get some new stuff close by, whether that be going over and finding some dark cities, ancient cities, and things like that. So I need to go ahead. I want to get rid of the old shulker farm. I want to get rid of that old whatever it's called. I can't think of what it's called right now, but I want to get rid of the old emerald farm, and I want to get rid of a couple other things that are over there as well. So this episode I want to go through and kind of delete that stuff, and also I want to go ahead and get started on the new official whatever these things are called, the smelters. So this guy worked pretty well to get all this glass and stuff done. However, there's a newer, more efficient way to do this with item eaters and stuff like that. So I do want to get that way we can hopefully soon be able to start doing the storage room here in the next couple episodes. So we'll see what we get done. I'm not sure how long and what and everything like that we're gonna do, but we have plenty of iron and stuff now. I want to delete and get rid of everything here and just kind of clear out the base, maybe get some of these guys going, that way stuff's not broken, and go from there. We're also gonna need to do a little bit of work over here on the actual whatever this is called, the shulker farm, because we can't use the supercharger currently. They teleport everywhere and it's not good, so we're gonna need to build like some sort of big building around this and flood the entire thing. Maybe we'll do a temple inside or something, but I tried getting it so that's like, oh look, it's like all these are buttons and stuff and they're still teleporting out and dying and stuff. So I haven't had this thing running. We haven't really had the need for that many shulkers, but once we build our storage room and everything, we'll get the need for them again and everything. So I think what we're going to go ahead and start out doing is maybe head over to where the old areas are and try to clean up a bunch of stuff. That way we can prune some chunks and then kind of go from there. So let me get my bearings and figure out what we're going to do, and I'll meet you guys over at our next stop. Alrighty y'all, so we are over by the old shulker farm and the farm for the emeralds. I think what we're going to start out by doing is tearing these down. Inside of my box here, or inside my ender chest, I have a whole bunch of shulker boxes. So I'm just going to start from the top up and then just go down. Periodically I'm going to hop down into the water and get rid of all this stuff, and then we'll go ahead and see how much space we have left. It's probably going to take up quite a few shulkers. I do want to go ahead and get all the rails off here, and then I also want to go ahead and tear that guy down. We'll build a new one. This one is like kind of faulty, I don't know why. We'll also get rid of this guy, and I think that's basically everything. We have some flower farms that we might lose, so I might go over there and try to knock those down. And I think what I want to try to do is get all this stuff done and then maybe do some 1.19 stuff. I know 1.19's been out for quite a while now, but let's maybe go find like an ancient city or something. So I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing this stuff down, and I'll see you guys once we have all this stuff completed. We've got a haste 2 beacon down, and we should be able to catch most of the stuff. So let's go ahead and kick it into a time lapse and tear this stuff down. everything that we need to clean out. We're back on my base because I stopped over at the village area, and I should probably put these emeralds away. But I'm gonna get some leads, and I got some name tags here called speed sorter. So what we're gonna actually do is something special about the ocean where all of my stuff was that I always see dolphins there. I don't really see dolphins anywhere else. So what I want to go ahead and do is maybe set up some water or something down here and make a tank for the dolphins to chill in. And then we're just going to keep the dolphins in there because we need them for our sorting system. So that's going to be the last thing that we do before we go ahead and clear out the chunks. I'm going to go ahead and get some like buckets of water, maybe some ice or something, and just make like a couple deep water and then put a roof on it. I know that it needs a little bit of air above, so I'll go ahead and put air in there as well. Then we'll meet back over at the ocean. I think you can go ahead and hit a lead on them and then fly them over here. At least that's what I hope you can do. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and try, and I'll see you guys in a little bit whenever we get our dolphins over here. We were running out of rockets, so before heading out, went ahead and replenished that and brought over some more gunpowder and stuff. We need to make a better farm for this. I have a plan. I want to build it by creeper farm because obviously creeper and gunpowder, or I guess paper and gunpowder, makes rockets, so that's kind of what I want to do, but it is what it is. So now let's go ahead and head back over, and then I'll meet you guys where the dolphins are. Hopefully I can just lead them like I want, and you can see down there we got our little water. I do need to put a roof on that way they don't jump out, but I did it about 6 tall. I have 3 layers of water, and then there'll be like 2 or 3 layers on top with air so they can come up and breathe. They shouldn't die. So I'll meet you guys over at the ocean, and then we'll try to go ahead and do this. Also, I don't know why, but those villagers absolutely kill my frames right there, so I'm gonna need to look into OBS or something else. But I'll see you guys at the ocean. It's quite a fly over here. And here we are. Now watch Minecraft make me a liar, because literally almost every other time I've ever been over here, there's just been tons and tons of dolphins. So this is all we have left over here. We had like 3 farms. I'm just gonna leave this glass. I'm not that worried about it. I'm not that worried about the villager. And look at all the dolphins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to lasso these guys, and I'm gonna record myself trying to fly off. I think I've watched people fly before with these guys, so I think that you can fly with them. I think I've watched like Etho or someone do it. The thing is there's no water connecting, and I think they can hold their breath for quite a while. So maybe I don't want to take all of them, and they respawn fairly quickly, so we'll see what happens. This is just an experiment. If it doesn't work, I guess it doesn't work. Let's take 3 or 4 of these guys. I have 4 name tags. I'm not gonna name them until we get them there. Bro, come here. And now I realize I should name these guys Tugger from Doc Games video, so that would have been cool. Let me go find the other guy. I'm surprised they're not giving me like Dolphin's Grace right now. Oh, there it is. All right. Oh, I missed. He's too fast. Come here, Tugger. All right, so we got 4 of them. Now here is the part that... Did we get them? No, we lost them all. So it looks like that's not gonna work after all. So that stinks. I'm going to have to figure out a different way to transport these guys. I don't necessarily want to do a water tunnel, but if we have to, I guess we will. Well, it looks like I lost my dolphins, and you can't fly them. Here's another lead. So it looks like we might be making a water tunnel. I definitely want to get dolphins over there though, because I haven't seen dolphins at any other locations. So I guess what we'll go ahead and do, since we can't fly them, I swear you could fly them, maybe dig a tunnel, throw some water in there, and we'll swim all the way. It shouldn't be that far. Probably just follow this path again, and we can dig to 0, 0. So I'm gonna work on that, and I'll be back, and hopefully some of these dolphins come back as well. They respawn pretty quickly here, so I'm not that worried about them not coming back. I just wanted to try to fly them, and it looks like it didn't work out this time. I just went into a testing world, and you can in fact move them around with leads in the air while flying. I just tested it out. Maybe I just take 1 at a time or something, but I gotta, I guess, leave and come back and try to get more dolphins. Okay, there's a dolphin. So I'm gonna keep trying, but I know for a fact that you can do it because I just did it. So let's try this guy. I think you just have to be very, very careful and maybe not have Dolphin's Grace. And I got him. I got him. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go F5, and I lost him. I had him for a second. Uh-oh. 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 And I'm dead. I had him for a second. I'm going to keep trying until I get it. It'll probably be a little bit easier on camera, but I know you can do it. So I'll see you guys back whenever I have all the dolphins that I want and need. And I guess I got to go get my stuff now. I've officially thrown in the white towel of trying to transport them via air. And then I also just transported them via the ground and ended up losing 2 because one fell down over there and then another one drowned itself for some reason. So we're going back to my original idea of just mining a tunnel and then it'll be fine. Half the tunnel is going to be deleted anyway because of the chunk pruning. So I'm probably just going to dig up to like level, I don't know, like 60 or something like that, something around the water level, and dig straight there, and then I'll bring the rest of the dolphins over. Right now I got 1. I had 3, and then like I said, 2 died on the way here, unfortunately. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this finished up. Somewhere I lost my whatever scaffolding. So we got 1 guy in here. I'm hoping that this is tall enough so that he isn't gonna escape, but I don't know. So I'll see you guys again whenever we got all of this done. I'm just gonna lay some water down and call it a day, and I'll just speed swim through all this. So hopefully it's gonna take probably a little bit to actually go through and dig all of it out, but after that I'll just lay some water and it'll probably go pretty dang quick, I'd imagine. So, and then after that we'll be able to start pruning the chunks, and I'll show you guys how to do that as well. So as you can see inside of the tank, I think I've got like 8 or 10 or something in here, and I already cleaned up all of this. Like I said before, we are gonna have a bit of a mess inside, but it is what it is. We got all of them that we need. We should be able to start working on the storage system sooner rather than later. Now what I want to go ahead and do is hop onto my desktop, and we're going to take a look at a program called MCA Selector, and we are going to figure out how we can go ahead and actually prune up the chunks. And after we prune the chunks, I think what I want to do is go ahead and take a little bit of an exploration. I want to find some snowy mountains, that way we can do frog light farms, and also want to find some new frogs. That way we can of course do a frog light farm. It'd be cool to find a deep dark, but we don't have any way of getting wool currently. Our wool farm is not operational, so it's probably not a good idea to go and try to do that, but we can at least do a little bit of exploring, and then maybe I can do some research on how we can actually find one of those deep dark cities. I'll meet you guys over on my desktop where we'll have MCA Selector open. This is MCA Selector, and what we can go and do is we can go ahead and right click and open world, and what we're going to want to do is go ahead and find our KodeKraft season 2. And we want the main world. This is not going to delete the end or the nether. I have had some ideas of possibly deleting the end, but I probably won't. So if we zoom out and let it go for a second, let me pause for it to load. So this is basically everything that we have explored in the world. If we zoom in, you can see that here is our little chunk, and it actually has pretty good detail. We can see this is where we've been. And if you zoom in really far, you can see like each individual chunk, or you can see groups of chunks and whatnot. So what I'm thinking that I want to go and do is I want to keep this somewhat simple. I want to keep it like a pretty round, easy number to remember. And I kind of want to just keep basically the jungle around. So what I'm thinking is we could do something like this where we select these like 4 and then invert it and then keep everything else around. We're gonna have a little bit of some weird probably chunk borders and stuff, or what we could try to do is we could try to zoom in a little bit and try to select like the jungle area. The only thing is I do want to be pretty easy, so it's like if we do this is like, for example, if I scroll in, this is block 500 by 500, then we'd basically know, okay, everything outside of 500 is going to be new chunks, and so on and so forth. Or we could unselect and do a little bit closer and be like, okay, well, we're gonna follow this border of this jungle, which could also work. It's just not going to be as neat and clean. I think that the chunk borders work a little bit better than they did in other times. So I'm going to do a little bit of work on this, and I'll be back whenever we're ready to actually prune the chunks. So after a little bit of thought, I think that I am going to go ahead and just straight up do a 500 by 500 square. There's probably going to be a little bit of weird chunk borders and stuff like that, but it's fine. We'll deal with them as we go. So we need to go up to selection and invert. And now this is going to select all of the chunks that are not selected in the middle. So we're going to keep this middle part. Probably should get rid of a little bit of this desert and stuff because it's going to be pretty ugly. So we might do like this maybe. I know I said I was just going to keep the 500 by 500, but I kind of want to go ahead and get rid of this little tiny chunk of desert right here just because it's going to look a little bit strange. So I'm going to do this. I think that looks pretty good. If we wanted to, we could probably get rid of this little chunk here and this little mountain here, but it is what it is. Or we could just go full YOLO, I guess, and just not deal with it. Yeah, so I decided we're just gonna go ahead and do 500 by 500. We'll deal with the ramifications later. Something that we do want to make sure is that we have a backup before we do this, just in case something goes wrong. You don't end up deleting your entire world. So I am gonna go ahead and make a quick backup. Now that I've got my backup all sorted, what we can go ahead and do is go up to selection, and we can delete these selected chunks. And if you screw up, guess what? You have a backup and you should be fine. So let's go ahead and delete selected chunks, and that's okay. And now you'll see that we have all gray around, and then we just have this small box. Again, if I want to, I could go back through and kind of clean up some of the areas. I don't think I'm going to at the current time, but who knows, I might end up doing that just to keep things nice and neat. This should be good to go. Now we should be able to just go ahead and quit out of here and then go back into our main world, where everything else should look the same outside of this 500 by 500 area. Back inside Minecraft, everything looks the same as expected. Our file size for this world should be much smaller. And what I think I want to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and fly up to my main area. I'm going to grab about as many buckets as I can and some slime balls probably. Ooh, a little bit of lag spike. We might be loading a little bit new chunks or something. But I want to grab some slime balls, and I want to grab some buckets of water. That way we can get tadpoles, and we can go ahead and get some powdered snow. That way we can use that for future farms, such as the frogright farm. So I'll meet you guys in a little bit once I put away some of the stuff that I collected and get some more gear. I'm up at the top of my lookout perch, or whenever we were destroying everything. I believe I've got everything that I need to explore. So I've got a box of elytras, I've got a box of rockets. We should have plenty of rockets. We got plenty of food and all of that good stuff. Probably would have been smart to bring like a map or something. I can always write down coordinates. I think that we want to stay in the southeast coordinates. So what I'll probably do is maybe go south, maybe like 1,000 blocks or something. Around 500 is when we're going to start getting out of the cube. So I'll probably go south about 1,000 blocks and go east 1,000 blocks, come back north, and just kind of do sweeping like that until I find something. And I'm not sure how far east I'm going to go. I'm going to try to, reserve maybe like southwest for the next update, and then so on and so forth. I also don't want to go too far south, so I'm just going to explore a little bit, and then I'll give you guys updates as we find things and just kind of show you around. I'm hoping that we can find the new swamp. I'm hoping that we can find some packed snow, and I'm hoping that we can find some frogs for sure. So I'll keep you guys updated. We're at about 5,000 blocks. I'm going to start turning back to the east in a little bit, but I want to show you guys this awesome village I just found. Also, there's a mesa right over the hill, so that's pretty sick as well. But look at this village. It's literally inside of a cave, and I'm wondering if this cave might possibly go down to like a deep dark, because I've seen a lot of big caves do this, but like look at this. This is absolutely sick. That villager is about to plunge right into lava. I'm gonna have to check this place out a little bit more and see if it might possibly go down to a deep dark or something, because that'd be pretty sick. But yeah, this village is literally one of the coolest villages I've ever seen. This doesn't go anywhere. So yeah, I'm gonna keep exploring and showing you guys little things like this. Eventually I do want to go to a deep dark. I just don't know when we're gonna be able to get to one, but I'm gonna do some poking around on this. I don't really have many light sources with me, so I can't really go too deep into caves, but I've never really seen a village that looks like this, so it's pretty cool. Well, I'll be back whenever I spot or see anything else that's pretty neat. From this adventure, I've got some good news and some bad news. So obviously the good news is that look what we found already. It's not even that far, about 2,000, 1,000. And hopefully we have some frogs in here. I don't think this guy is that big, so that's not that great. However, hopefully there's some frogs in here. So this guy isn't that big, but hopefully there's some frogs in here. I'm just gonna explore a little bit, and then I don't really know how these work. I think these are the roots, or how you actually grow these. I haven't used this much. I don't really think that the wood looks that great, to be honest. Some people might fight me over that, but I'll see if I can grab a few of these propagules, I think is what they're called. Do you need silk touch to get the propagule, or does it have, I know nothing about this update. That didn't work either. I don't know how this works, so I'm just gonna mess around and probably make you guys rage. I'm hoping that I can find some frogs in here, because I really want, maybe they have to be fully grown, and maybe I should have bought, oh, I got some bone meal. Do we have to do one of these maybe? I got 2 now. Let's see. I think you have to get them full growth. There we go, yeah. All I'm seeing is skeletons. I don't see any frogs. And they all have enchanted gear. I don't know what's going on. Again, I'm gonna do some exploring and I'll be back hopefully once I find some frogs. I think I hear one. There's some tropical fish. Here's, oh, I see him. There's one. Now do we have two? There's one frog. I'm gonna go search for another. Oh, we got two. So I'm gonna go ahead and start breeding these guys. The particles are off apparently, but that's fine. Okay, they bred, and I'm gonna try to get as many tadpoles as possible. And I think then I have a couple shulker boxes full of buckets here. The video that I saw said you want about 32 of these, so we're gonna be here a while, but you know, it is what it is. And I'll be back with you guys once we got all of these guys bred up and good to go. We found the cold biome that we're looking for. Look at this massive mountain. This thing is sick. It goes on for quite a ways. Now all I gotta do is get some buckets. I should have enough buckets for like 64. I'm a little bit scared of this because I know for a fact they can just like launch you up whole. So I'm just gonna kind of spam until we find some. I know that there's probably gonna be some somewhere. So I'm gonna try to find some packed snow, and then we're gonna head back home, and that'll probably be time to wrap up the episode. These are the first goats I've seen, so I thought I might as well document this. I should probably go ahead and write down where these guys are, that way we can come back. I still haven't found any packed snow or powder snow. I thought that powder snow is like all over here, so I'm gonna keep looking. If I see anything else cool, I'll let you guys know / update you all. Ooh, he jumped high. Back from our adventure, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. So we got a bunch of tadpoles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want about 8 of each color, or something like that, or maybe it's a little bit more than 8. We want about 32 overall, and I want the same amount for each color. And let's get rid of this guy really quick. Then we also got 2 plus a little bit more shulker boxes of powdered snow. We'll need that for frog light farms as well. Something else that I'm going to need to do throughout, maybe in between episodes or whatnot, is I'm gonna need to go back to 500. So for example, if we go straight this way and go to 500, we need to walk the perimeter of this like 500 by 500 because there's some scuff spots. So for example, up here, if we come straight here, this is fine. This one blended pretty well, not much of an issue. Whenever we get over here, you can see that there's this definite line of sand right here. So what we're going to want to do is we are going to want to smooth this out. So I'll need to prune some more chunks, especially around this area. This area does not look good. And then of course this guy is floating. There's nothing I can do about it. But so spots like this where it definitely doesn't look great, I'm gonna fix. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go around 500 by 500 and just figure out if there's any other places where I need to prune. Typically it's going to be where water and other stuff intersect. So here, this is a little bit scuffed, but that's just a tree. It's not that big of an issue. And if we come this way, this stuff looks decent. This stuff blended pretty well. It's not too big of an issue. And I just want to make sure that all of this is blended at least somewhat okay. There's a couple of trees here and there that are a little bit scuffed, but it is what it is. Here, it doesn't look the best, but it's not horrible. So again, this goes to around over here, about 500, which is, oh, that's pretty cool. Here, and then turn this way. So this one isn't too bad. It's just, I think that sand over there needs to be smoothed out a little bit. And you can tell that it's kind of blended in here. So it is what it is. But I need to do that. That way I'm not missing any like really weird blending. This part looks fine as well. So with that being said, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. And next episode, we're probably going to either look into some frog light farms or maybe look into working on our storage system or something along those lines. I'm also going to do some extra pruning and stuff like that just to make sure everything is looking all right and not totally messed up. I'm not worried about the trees and stuff. I just want to make sure there's no other issues like over at that sandy area. Anyway, guys, this has been Ethan and Koder. I appreciate you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a great day, everyone.